Okay, so I've removed the clamps, and this came out very good. You may remember that I put like way too many clamps the last time. The main reason being like because of my lack of experience, I wasn't able to use the cam clamps properly. It's not a problem with the design of the cam clamps as such or my cam clamps. They work pretty well. It's just that I am still trying to learn how to use those properly. The way normally you use those is or what I have learned, like watching a Paul Sellers video, is I'm supposed to like put like pinch these together and then apply the pressure. It's holding very good. So where I was struggling was like when I applied it here, I wasn't able to reach with my hands and wasn't able to pinch properly. I'm sure there would be other technique. Maybe if I had clamped that, pushed this somehow, and then pinched it, it would have worked. I will get to that. These are like still very good clamps for like small projects, especially. Like you can apply, they apply less rotational or pressure force or the torque, and the pressure is more direct. So less chances of twisting. So I'll leave it at that. So here what I have done, I have taken out the clamps, tried to remove some glue ups with my chisel. It would be easier if you do this when the glue is like semi-hardened kind of. Now it is like fully hard because I did it like late in the night and I was off to my bed. But it's fine. Hopefully I can remove some of those in the with sanding. And then I already planed the top edge, just like I did the bottom, because I want the lid to fit like as close and flush the top. So I've already done that, and I've chosen which side dovetails I like slightly better. They both came out almost equal, but this side I feel like a little bit cleaner, so I have decided this is the front, this is the back. This is my lid. There is a little bit of like pattern here, I want to keep it on the bottom, and I have decided, I've already marked it, like I will be rounding off like three sides this time. The back one will remain flush like this. Let me see. Yeah, this is the back. So idea is that I will keep the back side flush this way. You can see like there is no absolutely no gap, or like very minimal. In any case, with the hinges there is going to be a little bit of gap. That's how the hinges are designed, and pretty good on this side also. So I'll be doing it this way. So I have like these hinges from, like I got from Ace Hardware. Normally I buy like these are like decent at the budget price. You can have like high quality hinges, they will work even better, I'm sure, for maybe more premium projects. But these have worked like pretty good for me. 1.5 inches I've used, and these are like 1 inch hinges. 1 to 1.5, they work just fine. So what I will do now is just try to eyeball these like for distance. Let me do it this way. I will clamp this in. Okay, I can do it this way. So we try to come like I'll just try to use the hinges itself to uh, well, normally you try to use the hinges to like set the distance. So meaning like it's 1 inch, so I start my hinge from here. Let me eyeball and how it looks. I think it will look pretty fine. So I'll just do that, or I can use the scale also, the ruler. Let me bring the marking knife. And the hinges, like unfortunately they're sometimes not created equal in size. It would be ideal if they are equal. I'll just put a small nick here. I'm just assuming that they are, hopefully they are like equal in size. This part doesn't matter, like where the hinges start, but where it will matter is when I am like transferring. I'll come to that. So right now, so I have put those marks. I will now just set the lid here and try to clamp this in so that I can mark both the pieces together. Let me see. Oh, definitely. I'm just trying to eyeball this in, and I don't have to cinch it too tight. I'll see like if they are equidistant. This is 3/8. 3/8. I am happy with that. So now, cinch it a little bit tight. I'm going to transfer that measurement using my combination square to the lid. So the nick that I had made previously. Just small nick on the lid also so that I know the exact position. I don't want to mark it too deep right now because especially because I'm not necessarily marking it on the waist side. Now I can take this out and we will start with the lid. So I could round this off now and then put the lid in, or if I do it later, I believe I have to. Yeah, I can do that. I will just round it off later. So let me work on this one right now. So how do this go? This go this way. So I will just use this one to mark the other end. So I have the two. Now the depth. How do I set the depth? I'll use a marking gauge. The hinges, I was initially thinking that they should be like flush, but actually they are supposed to be a little bit deeper than being flush. So I'm just trying to use like, sorry if I'm able to show it, I'm my bad. Like little more than half or around half, like center of that hole. Would that be too deep? Let me see. I think a little bit, I did it a little bit more. I, little bit less than half the radius of this one. That's what I've done. I'll see like how it feels. So I I press it at the end so that it acts as a stop. I don't overshoot suit. It stops right at that point. Same for this one. Did I mark it? I didn't. Again, I'm hoping that the hinges are of the same size. Or I can just have this one for this, if I can remember this. And so again, the same thing. I feel more comfortable holding this. I'm just pressing this in, act as the stop. Okay. Now what do I need to do? The hinges go this way, right? Um, this way. So I need to, so let me first, okay. I've just put a small mark here. This doesn't need to be deep. This is along the grain. Um, let me put some temporary lines here. So whenever I don't know like what is my start and stop points, I can use the pencil. That will help me. I think I have already lost track of like which side is the, which hinge goes to which side. So okay, now I take the hinge back. I could set a marking knife, sorry, a marking gauge for this, but this is fine. I don't need to mark it too deep. The pencil line is not too accurate here. I can go back and like strengthen the lines just so that, because I'm struggling to see. Now what I'm going to do is use the, so hmm. So if I'm going this way where my bruising is on the good side, so I don't go too deep. But if it is on the waist side, I can go a little bit deeper. I can move it this way so that I can have the. My pencil line was way off there for some reason. Okay, now it's time to use my chisel. Let me clamp it this way. I can go with a narrower chisel. Let me see. This thing is. Let me pick the right chisel size. I can use this. Okay, I start a little bit away. I don't need to clamp. I can use the stability of my bench top. Sorry, I should not have been levering too much this one. Now I go right up in the wall, but I angle my chisel. And then I do a vertical chop. Reduces the chances of this one I split the distance because I started too far. I'm trying to creep up on that wall. So now I'm against the knife wall, but I'm angling. Now I can clamp this here. I'm taking a slightly wider chisel. I can take a less resistance with a narrower chisel. Go parallel to that, and then I take. I'm just trying to be careful at this end. because I don't want to shift that wall and then the hinge will be loose. You can use a small router plane, but yeah, this way it's, I guess, more fun. Let's see how it fits. To see like how it's supposed to go. So this way, okay. I think it's going pretty good. No slop there. Could I have gone a little bit deeper? Maybe I could have. Or, oh no, there is space there. Let me see. Something is preventing. I mean, the hinge, I don't want to move the walls, but I can see like there is some resistance on this side. Yeah, these walls are not like perpendicular. Much better now. So I will be screwing this in. Where are the screws? Here. I don't even know if these screws are like meant for these hinges or not. I'll just test it out. If it's just fine. And watch out for the length also. This is good. Okay. What do I do then? I take a square awl. Slightly on the inner side, like towards the wall, so that when I screw this in, it tends to pull it inwards. This is wonderful way of pre-drilling, and little bit of wax always helps. Let me see if I can find a screwdriver for a smaller one and some wax. I guess that's the smallest screwdriver I had, and I have the paste wax here. Some wax on this one, the screw. It helps Before going all the way in, I can get a little bit more. I want to start on the other screw. I'm trying to push this hinge inwards. And trying my best to distribute the force between the two. I don't need to over tighten and break the threads. This is nice. Hopefully. Oh, how do I take it? Hmm. Now same thing on the other side. I don't lever on the first one. Then I'm angling, because if I try to lever on the first one too much, it may split on the outside. It will look very sloppy. I must say I'm like always like concerned or have a little bit of fear when I am like installing hinges, because it seems more like a hardware thing than, but yeah, it's a very critical part of fine furniture making. It's unavoidable. I really like to see the outcome when I'm done, but maybe I don't enjoy as much as say trying to make a joinery. And I'm just trying to look for that marking knife mark and keep it level as much as I can. I flick it outside. Let's see how I did on this one. Hmm. Did I measure on this one? It seems way too tight. I mean, I'll. It's better. It's tight than loose. but I don't want it so tight that it's going. If I try to force it in, it's going to split. Let me see if I can clear the end walls, and if it is still tight, then maybe yeah. I didn't get the walls super clean. See, I was not trying to move the wall or anything. I was just trying to make sure that they're clean. Yeah, now they go in. Yeah, wasn't too bad. Mhm. Same thing. I push this in. Put the marks on the more towards the wall than at the center, like inside than at the center, and screw this in. Little bit of wax. I'm saying like you may go for like more premium hinges, high-end hinges for a premium project. But to be frank, like I have made many other boxes, even a bedside cabinet, and I have always used these hinges, very affordable hinges from Ace Hardware. They have worked pretty well. I can't complain on that. Uh, I mean, they have a low end one which is very thin and flimsy. That I tried once, and I don't like those because they tend to bend. But these ones that I'm bringing, they are nice. But I know like Lee Valley sells very good high end hinges. They would be awesome if you have like a very fine home furniture or something. Okay, the hinges are done on one side. Now I just have to do this here, and then I would have a nice box around here, and then I have to round this off. Okay, these ones I had the knife marks. How do I do? How do I use the hinges to transfer the marks? Let me keep it here. Move the chisel, sharp objects aside. Now, even though they go this way, it's so hard to mark those. So, assuming they are like hinges are more or less same size, I will do those interchangeably. I mean, if they are not of same size, then the way would be I mark this one first using this. Let me do it this way. And it's like I had a mark here. Let me transfer it a little bit on the inside. These are the outside marks. I'm not going all the way because the hinges won't go that far. I'm just approximating it. And now, let me see. This hinge goes here. So it's not too difficult. It's actually quite difficult to balance. How do I do it? Okay. I put the small nick as long as I can mark another small nick. I think that should be enough. So I transfer that, not transfer, I mean, I extend that, like approximating. This one I go deeper because the bruising on is on the waist side. This one, if I go this way, I can go deeper. But then I don't want to go too deep because I haven't marked what is the end. The depth, it still goes like let me use the pencil again for the temporary marks, so that I can my marking gauge. I have something to shoot for when I'm using my marking gauge, the start and stop points. I mean, I overshot a little bit. That's okay. Hmm. Now also I need to mark the end. Sometimes I believe it's better if I use a marking gauge for this, but let me just use the pencil because I don't think it adds any value with the knife. Maybe a pin gauge would be better. Now, now I have to chop this in. I just want to make sure my knife lines are like fully extended to that pencil mark. I'm going deeper because it's on the, so whenever I know it's going on the waist side, I can, not too deep on that side. So now same thing, chop chop. Right on the in the knife line, but I'm angling my chisel. Same thing here, uh, but I will first split that line and right up in the knife line, but angling the chisel. While I'm at it, I'll just use this one also. Did I go too deep there? Maybe. Return the knife line. Now I have to remove the waste. I have to be even more careful. Uh, the reason being there is like just a thin, like very small barrier there on the other side. I'm really choking up on my chisel. I don't want to break that off, and that won't be good. Right up against the knife line or the knife mark, choking up on the chisel. It may seem like a wider chisel will have more registration surface, but it will have more resistance also, more chances I may overshoot. Uh, Wider chisel, maybe I'll try that because I have already cleaned most of the waste. So I will use that wider registration surface for making sure it's flat. And because my walls have okay, let's see how it fits. So it goes this way. That seems to go very well actually. I'm happy with that. Let's see on this one. If I see too much resistance, I go back and try to sever the fibers here. This looks good to me. Let's see how it feels. I think this is nice. I just put one on the outer edge here. On the I will not be marking the inside screw hole The reason being, if I'm off a little bit, I have something, I have an opportunity to do some corrections. I think this should work well for me. Where are the screws? Two of those. So one thing, I don't want to screw this in like fully because I still have to round off the lid, remember. So if I feel like this is going well, I'm going to back out and work on rounding off the lid, and then I'm going to screw this in. Should I apply the finish before screwing this in? I think we don't need to. I can. I am confident this will fit very nice. So I'll do just one round of testing how the lid fits, and then this haven't been fully set yet. If you can see, this is still loose. I haven't tightened it fully, but I think, yeah, I think they will go very well. Okay, now I'll just round off the lids and back these out, and then we'll have three or four coats of shellac. I think a little bit of sanding and shellac, and then it should be ready. Nice.